Hi, I'm Peter Megginson. I'm related to Jane Megginson, who some of you know, and my sister Carrie Megginson, Andrew Megginson, you may have gone to school with. My son and daughter go here, and I'm teaching in the 5th grade currently. I walked across the continental U.S. for peace in 1986 with the Great Peace March for Global Nuclear Disarmament. Go ahead. In 1945, the U.S. dropped a nuclear bomb on Hiroshima, another bomb on Nagasaki, and the nuclear age of war had begun. By 1986, there were 40,000 nuclear warheads in the world. I was born in the Cold War, as many of you were, and feared dying in a nuclear holocaust. Ronald Reagan was the ultimate Cold Warrior. I thought he would start World War III. That quote was true. He actually said that. I flew to Los Angeles in late February from Cleveland. It was very warm. There were 1,200 other marchers ready to go. We sang with Holly Near on the steps of the LA City Hall and walked out of LA, but all was not well. We went broke. The pro-peace organizers were millions of dollars in debt. There were rumors that the march was over, and it was. We were told to go home in the desert outside Victorville. But we went on. 300 of us did not want to go home yet. We organized ourselves at a BMX track in Barstow, California. We got food, money, water, and a truck to carry our gear, and we walked into the Mojave. The Mojave Desert is lovely in spring. The flowers, the cactus, the lizards, the vast spaces greeted us. We had some bad food and no media coverage, but we were still walking. We walked so far, we got to western Colorado. We finally reached the Continental Divide at Loveland Pass at 11,992 feet above sea level. Then we had the Great Plains to cross. The Great Plains were very, very hot and pretty boring. There's just cornfields and slaughterhouses there. We had Colorado, Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio to cross. Our daily lives were very busy, though. We walked 15 to 25 miles a day. We also had jobs in the community that kept everything going. I worked one day a week in the school bus with the children on the march. That's a taste of my future, I guess. We learned to work together despite our differences. Our youngest marcher was 1. Our oldest was 80. There were gays and straights, punks, hippies, doctors, communists, Republicans, not too many of those, but some. Daily life could be exhausting on the march. Just finding your gear in a big blue tent was hard. There were about 600 people when we got to Cleveland, 800 in New York, 1,100 or 200 in Baltimore. We kept growing, so staying clean on the march was a challenge. Sometimes the local fire departments would turn their hoses on us and we would smell good for a day. We also had kind people feed us and let us use their showers, and that was luxury. We were a tiny mobile city with a post office, a school, kitchen truck, communication office with 1 computer, a city council, a board of directors, doctors, dentists, playwrights, mechanics, all kinds of people. We had a lot of vehicles for people who were walking on our feet every day. We had weary wagons for sore feet and blisters. We had school buses for children, porta potties on wheels, sewage trucks. One time I got in a porta potty on the wheels, and it took me to the next site. I lived, but I didn't smell as good as when I started. The Peace March could be lovely, but it also was a challenging place. We protested along the way. This is one young man getting arrested at the SAC missile base in Nebraska. We got arrested in Nebraska, in Nevada, in D.C., in New York, Chicago, and a couple other towns. There was some wonderful things that happened on the board, on the march. Love and marriage. We'll just pass that by. The media basically ignored us until we got to New York. Then Phil Donahue put us on his show, bless him. And we had a spread in People magazine. But basically, New York didn't care that we were there. It was like, so what, 1,000 kind of raggedy-looking people walking through. The World Series on, the Mets were playing the Boston Red Sox, and that's what the New Yorkers cared about. Did we make a difference? I like to think we did. We mostly made a difference in our own lives. We're still friends, and we touched a lot of people's lives personally, but it's hard to say what long-term effects we had. We did walk in the Soviet Union before it went bye-bye, and we like to think we helped that process along. Gorbachev and Reagan did make a peace treaty reducing nuclear weapons the year after the march ended. And we like to think that we helped the climate improve between the superpowers. Thank you very much.